What's up, people? Today I am most definitely going to show you how to do the impossible. Let's get to it. Let me show you the first thing you're going to need to know. If you can't do that, you probably shouldn't try this trick yet. But how do we learn how to do this? Well, what you do is you take your back foot with your toes hanging slightly off the side of the tail, and you pop the board up, grab it with your hand, and just guide it with your hand. Do that a few times, and then start trying to use your hand a little less until you can do this. That's the first thing you're going to learn. The best place to put your back foot with the impossible is with your toes hanging off that tail. This helps get that wrap that you're going to need for the impossible. The impossible is 100% all about the back foot. If you find yourself getting hit in the shin when you do the impossible, it's actually because you're hanging your toes too far over the side of the tail. When you do that, your board will hit your shin like that, and you will lose control of the trick. You can see here my toes are just hanging off the side of the tail, and that's what's going to allow me to get a really good wrap that you see here. Notice how my front foot is moving just out of the way. I'm going to talk about the front foot next. But my best advice is try not to think about your front foot too much when you do this trick. In terms of the front foot placement, you're going to have a lot more stability if you put it higher up, even covering the back two front bolts, okay? And what I like to do is kind of point my toes a lot with this one. That's one foot placement, and that's the one I recommend. However, if you're having a hard time even popping the impossible off the ground at all, that is a timing issue, but if that is your issue, it can help to put your foot really far down. That's a much less controlled position. I find that it's harder to land the impossible consistently, but it definitely helps pop it up off the ground because all the leverage is back here. But this is my recommended position, okay? If you ever watch Ed Templeton do an impossible, he literally covers the front bolts completely. I mean, he's almost up near his nose. In terms of the weight distribution involved with this trick, it really depends on your foot position. If you try to do it with both your feet really close to the tail, obviously most of your weight's going to be on the tail. You're going to be putting a lot of weight back there for that foot position. However, if you're doing it with your front foot higher up, covering those front bolts, don't even think too much about your weight distribution. Don't overthink it. Don't lean your head forward. Don't lean your head back. Just keep your head right between your feet and pop that thing and wrap it over your foot, okay? Just think about what your back foot's doing and make sure you jump high enough. Your front foot will be out of the way. Two things you might try if you really can't get it. Number one, loose trucks. Impossibles and loose trucks work really well together. And number two is using the nose instead of the tail. The nose is often a bit longer, you know, it's easier to wrap it around your foot because there's more of a kick tail there.